Some of you may not be aware of the ribbon interface in later versions of Autocad. What you'll notice at the top of the screen is you now have a ribbon rather than the traditional toolbars like you used to have in the Autocad Classic view. So let's have a look now at the ribbon and what it actually does. You'll notice I've got a ribbon interface drawing set up, and that's sitting in our demo project. And what we're going to do is go straight up to the top of the screen, and if I hover over the panels on the ribbon, you can see that they highlight. What you've also got is at the top of the ribbon, you have your tabs. So you'll notice there, project, schematic, panel, and so on. Now they don't have to display as panels. If you go along the ribbon, along the tabs at the top, just here, I can click on the little flyout menu and I can minimize just the tabs, like so. If I click again, I can minimize to panel titles, like so. If I click again, I can minimize to panel buttons, like so. I can also cycle through all of them, and as I click through now, it goes through each one as I click, and then I go back to where I was at the beginning, the default setting. So I can go back to the Home tab now, and you see I get all of my home panels like Draw, Modify, Layers. If I go to the Project tab, I get panels such as Project Tools and Other Tools. Now you'll notice when I hover over a panel, it highlights only when there's a flyout menu. Can you see that there? Project Tools does not have a flyout menu. Other Tools has a little triangle. Click there and there's other commands. You can pin those open using the pin like that, and they stay open. If I unpin, as soon as I move away, they fly back into the ribbon itself. Let's go back to the Home tab on the ribbon. The reason I say that is the panels are slightly smaller and a little bit more easier to manage for the next thing I'm going to show you. The ribbon itself is made up of these panels which, as you can see, have the regular icons like line, polyline, and so on. Hover over any icon, you get a flyout menu on what that command actually does. As you move away, the flyout menu disappears. What would it be like, though, if I could actually bring one of those panels into the drawing area? Now, because of the resolution I'm using to record the video here, I don't have a lot of screen real estate. But let's say I had a super duper dual screen 27-inch screens set up on my desk. What I could do is have my panels in different places on those screens. It's very easy to do. Click and hold on the panel title bar and drag. And you'll see now that my draw panel, when I release it, is now in my drawing area. If I hover over the title bar now, I get these little icons appear here. So I can return the panel to the ribbon, or I can actually toggle the orientation so that the flyout comes out at the bottom, or if I move away, that'll go back in now. If I toggle the orientation again, the flyout comes out to the side. Very, very useful if you've got lots of screen real estate and you want to keep that draw panel open to draw some objects on your drawing. What happens though if I go to a different tab on the ribbon and I want to return my draw panel to the ribbon? Click on the icon there on the sidebar, return panel to ribbon. It doesn't appear on the project tab, but if I go back to the Home tab now, you'll see that draw is back on the left-hand end of the Home tab on the ribbon interface. So you can see that this ribbon interface is very, very useful. You can customize it. You can move the panels around if you want to. The good thing is it's now all at the top of the screen, and the flyouts allow you to access other parts of the panel. You can pin those open like that. So my modify commands are now pinned open for as long as I want them to be. I can then click on that pin again and it flies back into the ribbon again. It's a very, very useful tool. The ribbon is excellent because the flyouts just pop out. So if I go here to layer states, they just appear. I don't have to worry about a dialog box and closing a dialog box anymore. If I click away from that flyout, it goes back into the ribbon again. Very, very useful, very, very easy to use. For those of you that haven't used it before though, just take care, be measured, and look for the things that you need because they might be in a slightly different place to what you're used to if you've been using the AutoCAD Classic interface with the original toolbars.